Hello and welcome back. I'm so excited for you to be here. My name is Valerie and this is the Her Inner Revolution podcast. So today we are talking about a really important topic that is so dear and near to my heart, and those are the different stages of your healing journey. And I say healing journey here, but you can use any word that feels right for you. Because this can be a transformation, because this is our personal growth, this is our own journey, the life journey that we are on. And I feel like we go through these different stages, but knowing about these stages is what actually makes them so empowering. Today we are going to talk about 3 different stages, 3 different homes that we live in, so you can understand where you are right now and also understand what is necessary on your journey to get to the next step, to get to the next level. And your life journey, your healing journey is uniquely beautiful. And it's so important to just love where you are right now. That is actually what helped me the most in my journey. It is not easy, but understanding where I am on my journey makes me also help understand where I need to go and what I need to do in order to go to that next step. Because we all, maybe you do too, maybe you have that vision board, those goals that you have in mind, or just pictures of what you want your life to look like. And in order to experience those things, we are becoming the woman that we want to be in order to achieve that. So it's all about also creating the emotional intelligence to be able to reach those goals. Because imagine being on, I don't know, Bora Bora or the Maldives or whatever is on your vision board, being there and feeling empty inside because you haven't healed your past trauma, or past experiences show up like flashlights in your head and you can't stop thinking about the moment that you totally regret, or that one mistake that happened. So we have to go through these different homes, these different stages in our life. And we are going through them each step by step because it's so beautiful to live in each of these 3 homes. You will understand what I'm meaning in just a moment. And to notice what can you do right where you are. Because this also depends on every day, because every day is different. So we start with house number 1. This is the house of your past. And you can really put an image to this house. What does it look like? Is it really old, or is it really big, or how many rooms does it have? Imagine this house in your head. This is the house of your past. So from the day you were born to today, or to yesterday rather, this is the house that you lived in for that amount of time. And you can choose when you leave that house. And maybe you do live in that house right now. So it is the memories, all the memories, and it is always there. This house is not going away. Maybe you know what I mean, but it is filled with all the beautiful memories, but also all the sad memories. And it is like a chapter, this house. Maybe you have lived in there for 10 years and then said, okay, I'm gonna leave this house, I'm gonna create a new home for me. We are going through these different stages, but sometimes, and I have been there too, certainly, where I have lived in the house of my past, being stuck in limiting beliefs and just not being able to break outside this box because I thought, okay, I am not enough to make it into a prettier house. I'm not enough to go to that next level. I'm stuck here and the memories of my past are haunting me. And for the longest time, what was holding me back is that I didn't want to have this house. I just wanted my pretty villa by the beach. I did not want to have the house that I grew up in because I didn't want these experiences. I didn't want to have the limiting beliefs and all the things that go with that. And maybe you have had those 10 or 15 years in your life, that growth phase as a teenager where you're just like, okay, yeah, those years were fine, but I'm so glad they're over. Just because you know that you are evolving and that chapter is closing. And there comes a point where you can close that chapter with just a loving, thank you for this time. I'm so grateful that I have had these experiences because they give me so much wisdom. And now it's the time to choose a new home. And this time I am choosing the home. And that is the point that we really want to get to. But in order to get there, we have to find peace with this home of the past, in order to move on to the next level. Because usually, and what I did for many years, was just throw shit into the basement and hope that it magically disappears. And that did not work. For me, all it did was like putting all the things I put into my basement collected more dust, and it was heavier to remove that stuff out of my basement and get rid of it. So focusing on the house of your past is not about revisiting every memory, looking at it from every angle, and reliving through those emotions again. For me, this was not necessary. Maybe you do have questions and you want to go into that. That's absolutely fine. But in my experience, it is absolutely not necessary to relive every moment of your life in order to let those things go. It is also okay to just make peace with it, to accept everything and love everything just as it was, because it has shaped you into the woman that you are today, and that is magical. And when you get to that space where you feel like you are stuck in this past home, it is such a beautiful way to look at life from this perspective. What is there to do for you? What is there to understand for you? Because oftentimes, or in my experience, every single experience that we have in our life gives us wisdom. It shapes us. It gives us more knowledge, and this knowledge helps us create our new home, the home of our future that we want to live in. So if you feel stuck in that past, if you feel stuck in the present, in the past memories of your life, or you feel that these emotions from the past still linger right now where you are, it is time for you to look at that house. What can you do? What is there for you to understand and to make peace with it, and do this in a loving, allowing way, and then move on to the next stage. Because if you build your future home and do all that and you get there and you feel empty, or you feel alone, or you feel sad, it can be because you have not been in the past house enough. And then when you feel like this chapter is closed and you still have that house, you can still visit it. It's not gone, but you have made peace with it. You can move on to the next house, and that is the present house, which is where you are right now. And this is a beautiful chapter because this is where the creation actually happens. Right in this present moment, you have the power to design and live in your present house, but also to work on the house of your future. So this represents all your visions, all the goals you have in life. And to have a vision and to have goals is really beautiful, not for you to achieve anything. Maybe that's an aspiration too. It can be like that, of course. But just to have that sense of meaning, that sense of purpose, and that sense of direction, just knowing I am going somewhere beautiful and all the effort I am putting in it right now absolutely makes sense. It does not have to be the thing where, okay, I have to be married by a certain age, I have to have 2 kids and a beautiful home. It can be like something completely different. Being able to donate a certain amount of money, or just knowing that you have had the last 5 years filled with joy and happy memories with your friends, and you went camping at the beach. I don't know, whatever it is for you, it is so beautiful to just understand what is the future that is pulling me. Where do I want to go? And if you are at the stage where you feel like, okay, this future is calling me and I'm not really sure what it is your time to figure that out, because you can best do that when you have peace and clarity from all your past memories and all the energy in you is just settled and everything is reset. And that is what the present home is about. And you build your future home by being present. So all the goals and desires that you have are pulling you into that direction. And what helps you get there is just to make peace with your past and to get all that knowledge and all that wisdom from that time of your life and put that into your future home, just to know, I have done that thing wrong in the past and that's absolutely okay. This time I will do it differently and will make it in a way where it actually feels good for me and I respect my boundaries and other people will respect my boundaries too. And just to be at the stage where you can design that house with the energy that feels good for you. So it's not, oh my goodness, I have to go there in order to be successful or anything, just to define it by your own standards. And that is just such a blessing. So if you are at a space where you think about your future and you really want to design it and adjust it and make that vision board, just so you have something to move towards, that is such a beautiful goal, because it will give you so much drive. And also, if it's really something that is really close to your heart, that is what will make you jump out of bed in the morning. Of course, we love sleeping in, those days are fine too, but it just gives you that extra push, that extra motivation and inspiration to get to your goals. And you can really be super creative here. It can be anything you want. And that is so beautiful because you get to build that house. And that is a really powerful sentence, because you get to decide. Oftentimes we think that, I don't know, our parents, our teachers, the people around us, our friends shape and design the home that we live in. Yes, they get to be a part of that, but we also get to decide who we invite into our house and how we want to design our house. So we bring in the spice of responsibility into it. And responsibility, when I grew up, was a pretty negative word. I thought that it meant, I don't know, doing my homework and cleaning up and, things that you don't like doing as a teenager. Of course, yes. But responsibility is actually taking ownership, taking responsibility for the power that you have as the creator for your life. So you are designing your home, you're choosing the furniture, you're choosing where your house is supposed to be at. You're choosing the size, the fabrics for the couch, everything. You're designing it completely from scratch, and you have the power to do that. So building your vision is absolutely beautiful, and this can also take time. The vision that you had built 1 year ago, it can be completely different today. And that's actually magical, because it gets to transform and shift as you are evolving. And the last house, and that is actually such a beautiful thing, but we also oftentimes overlook it, is the house and the home of the present. Because either our brain is ruminating on things that happened in the past, or is just connected to the future. And sometimes our future vision also gets clouded by worry and doubt. So we spend way too little time in our present home. But our present home, this is actually where the magic happens, for you to have the energy, to have the resources within you that it takes to also build that vision. Because usually that vision that we have is something that is a little outside of our comfort zone, or maybe a lot outside of our comfort zone. So what we have to, or what we get to do in our present home, is to take up the resources, to build the resources in order for us to be able to build that vision, to build that dream house that we really want to live in. And that can be such a beautiful process. We often think that, oh, I have to read a book, I have to move my body, I have to do this and that in order to be successful. But the question rather is, okay, if I have healed my past and I know where I want to go, what do I have to do to get there? and what is also enjoyable and fun for me. So if you don't like reading, maybe you like listening to motivational speeches. Maybe you don't like going to the gym, but you really enjoy going for a walk. Or whatever just fills your cup, whatever makes you go outside that comfort zone a little bit. Because in order for you to build that future home and to actually one day be able to move in, we need to do the tiny little steps to go outside our comfort zone to actually be able to live in that future home in like 5 years or whatever your time span is. So what are the things that you can do right now? So now you have those 3 categories. Maybe you have ideas for all three homes where you get to do work, where you get to do work that feels good, not from a place of pushing, of needing results, but from a place of, okay, I deserve this, I am worthy of all these different homes, and also being okay with all these different homes. Like just knowing, okay, I have this past house, it's been a beautiful time, and I'm moving on, and being excited about your present house, building towards the future that you want to live in. And all these different categories have different questions that they offer for us, different topics that we get to dive into. So number 1, where are you right now? Where do you feel the most pull? But if you have ideas for all 3, maybe you write them down. Just take a piece of paper, divide that into 3 columns, and write down, what is my past house? What does she want me to do? What is it saying to me? What do I still need to do here? And then my present house. Where am I at right now? What feels good in my life? What does not feel good in my life? What do I actually want to do today, right now? How do I want to spend my time? What skills do I need? It can be questions like these, and you can journal about this. Just have a beautiful session with yourself, make it cozy, and just think, if I have these 3 houses, my house of the past, my house of the present, and my house of the future, what do I need to do to build these different houses, close these different houses, or move into these houses? And the future home has different questions for you too. So what is your vision? What do you want to build towards? And again, this doesn't need to be something grand or big. It can be something simple that just makes your heart jump a little, that makes you feel excited and makes you feel happy. And looking at this page, then you have your action plan. You can do things one day at a time. You don't have to look at your page or your journal pages and go like, oh my goodness, this sounds like way too much. There is too much for me to do. I feel overwhelmed. But you can just circle what is your priority, and really take your pen and circle it. What is your priority right now? What is most important to you? And figure out 5 steps, not 10, not 50, but start with 5 steps. What can you do to make yourself feel more peaceful or more happy, or whatever your goal is, where you want to be? Not in the future, but what can you do right now? And this is really such a grounding exercise because you see your life from a different perspective. And all these tools are really just to take that time to look at your houses, to take a different viewpoint, because having that different observer perspective, like being outside of your home, not being inside and being all in the basement between all the stuff that has collected there, but closing it, looking at it from a different viewpoint and asking yourself, what can I do that feels good for me and that feels good for my life? And this process can really be a big thing or a little thing. Just make it into your unique thing that feels good for you. And if you need any help with this, my coaching programs are exactly here to go through these processes together. Because if you have your map of your houses and all that's in them, it can feel overwhelming, and that's absolutely normal. But we are here to, just look at this together and see what can we do to figure out a way that feels good for you, that feels safe for you, where you feel held and supported. In my coaching, we are going to look at all the 3 houses and create a beautiful pathway for you to know what is the next step on my journey, so you can have peace and clarity, and also to move through these different stages of your life with happiness and just knowing that you know where to go. You know what is the next step, you know what feels right for you. Looking at this together can make you move faster to where you want to go. Because going through this process together is like putting the address where you want to go into your GPS, and the GPS actually shows you the way. So you move through this process with a clear map of when to turn right and when to turn left. Not to be strict in a way, but just to avoid the potholes and the steep rocky mountains. Bear with me here as I'm coming up with my examples, but this is just what my intuition is sending me right now. Road trips are much more fun when you are not doing them alone and you actually have someone to talk to when you hit that roadblock and just don't know where to go next. Guidance is clarity, guidance is speed, and guidance is not having to go through this alone. So wherever you are on your journey, this is about finding home to yourself. This is not about chasing a big image of the future vision. This is about you feeling good where you are right now and embracing the version of you that is already whole, that is already filled with so much inspiration and joy and happiness and laughter, because she's already inside you. It's not a distant version to chase. She's already in here, just waiting to be brought to the light. I'm sending you all my love and all my light on this journey. If you have any questions, always let me know. And I'm already excited to see you in the next one.